support and onboarding for farm generations and Grown By.
I'm Lindsey Lusher-Shute. I'm a farmer, owner member. I'm also the CEO of Grown By, one of the co-founders. So today we are going to talk about one of the new features we have in 3.1.5, just released last week, to create custom CSA shares, which is a question I know, Cara, you've gotten a lot about. How do you set up a CSA that's not bi-weekly or weekly or monthly, but on a very custom schedule? I know at our farm, we have a number of members who are going to be gone for a month, or they can only join for the first part of the season or something like that. Or they just want to choose their dates. The standard sort of vacation window we give our members isn't enough. So with this feature, our customers can choose all the dates that they want to buy their CSA share.
Yeah, right. I will also add that one of the reasons this comes up for me a whole bunch is that people want to have like a very set price, that's like $25 a week, and that's all. They don't want it like weird proration prices, and they want those customers to be able to pay like kind of when they receive that box. And this feature allows for something that's a bit more like a subscription, but also gives the farm the ability to make sure that those boxes are like exactly the price that they want them to be exactly that week.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so we are going to be looking at the Grown By Learning farm here in our development environment. And I have already set up this custom share box. And how this is different than setting up a regular share is essentially that you will be setting up a standard product and calling it a share. So when you say add new product here, you'll go to standard or digital product, and then you'll click standard product, and then you'll go through the steps of setting up a standard product. So I've already set up one here. It's called Custom CSA Share. And let's look at that. So with any standard product, you give it a name. You can use SKUs if you use those on your farm. Your descriptions. You need a photo here, of course. You can add a few if you'd like. Your production method or producer. Don't forget to add this. I just say our farm, or if you're selling products from another farm, of course, you can add that as well. And you can, for custom shares, I'm just going to manage my stock globally, meaning that across different buying options, although I only have one here, we're just going to have one single inventory. So we have 500 in stock. I didn't fill in a cost per unit because I'm actually not sure of that. But if that's helpful for you, you could put in a cost per unit per share box that you're distributing. And then here under buying option, I've just called this the 1 week share. Each 1 week share represents 1 unit each. So one each. The price for that 1 week share is $30. And I did not fill in a SKU, but you could do that if you'd like. For buying options, if you wanted to have certain buying options like a fruit share, or there's other, if you wanted to like have certain characteristics of a certain weekly share box, you could do that. Cara, I don't know if you have any.
I can't think of a good example for what that would look like right now. I think we haven't seen permutations of that yet. So for right now, I think it's good to just look at it like a one box.
One box, yeah. Simplest version of this. Okay, and then the schedule here. I distribute at the United States Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C. for the Grown By Learning farm. So the schedule is a weekly schedule. And this box will be available for purchase from 4/8 through 9/30 of this year. That's the availability. And that is, in fact, the full availability of the schedule. If I would want to not deliver all the way through September, I could set this to the end of August. One thing that you may or may not want to do, I want my customers to be able to buy this for the entire season. But if you only want this to be available on a week-to-week basis, so buying this week for next week, you would click here, only allow next day purchases, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah, for a custom share, if you were making like a custom share, if you were saying we have 20 weeks of distribution, you can buy any of those 10 weeks, you would definitely not want to click that box. You want that box to remain open.
Yeah. And then it's always a good idea to look at your calendar just to make sure all of the dates are what you would expect. And then just click submit here. This is an important reminder. If you're changing the availability to any product, it's only for future purchases by customers. If you want to change an existing schedule, you need to go to your schedules. For instance, if I wanted to have a skip date or something like that, I would change that in my schedules tab. Okay, so now we have set up this custom CSA share. So just gonna switch over here for a minute. And I'm going to show you what that looks like from the consumer side. Okay. Whoop, wrong farm. All right. Grown by Learning Farm. Here's my custom CSA share. I'm logged in as a customer now. I'm going to add this to my cart. And here is where a customer can choose all of the weeks that they would like to purchase this for. So I'm going to get it for all of April and all of May. And then I'm going to check out here. So check, getting it at the USDA. On April 8th will be my first pickup. Okay. And then a customer is able to choose either pay in full for all of those pickups today, or they can do per pickup payments. If they choose per pickup payments, they pay for the first pickup today, right now, for their first pickup. And then on their second distribution, they will pay on the day of the pickup for that distribution. So it will create a unique invoice for each pickup. So we're going to do that so you can see what that looks like.
So like if they order today for pickups in April or May or whatever, that first payment is a little bit like a deposit?
Yes. Yeah. But it is the price for that first pickup. So it is for that box. And of course, the customer can choose to add service fees or not. And in addition to that, to pay service fees on future invoices as well. But just for simplicity, we're going to say no and then place order.
And for future invoices, that would mean this like $30 box share. If they have a monthly, for each of those pickups, they'd pay. Whatever.
They would pay $1.50.
Yeah. $1.50. Yes, that was not complicated math, but thanks for doing it for me.
All right. So this is the order confirmation page. All right. So here's my custom CSA share for 8 pickups. So this is 1x. So this is saying that I'll get 8 times. This is the first invoice that I've already paid. And here are all the other invoices. And I have 1 invoice for each day that I have ordered a share. And I'm going to go up to my orders tab here. And I can see that my first pickup is going to be April 8th. And I have 1 custom share for each of those weeks. So there is an option to reschedule and cancel pickups outside of the order cutoff window for customers who are ordering in advance. So I could just cancel this pickup if I'd like, and I would actually receive a refund on that first pickup. So we'll just demonstrate that first.
When you say outside of the cutoff window, what do you mean by that?
So for each schedule, farmers actually specify a number of days that they need to pack their orders. So if it's 2 or 5 or whatever, however many days you need to get your orders in, so you'll have time enough to harvest and pack and send the product where it needs to go, or even just have it ready on the farm. So the system will allow customers to cancel before that date that you put on your schedule as an order cutoff.
So that order cutoff still applies to this completely.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I canceled that. So my first pickup on April 8th was canceled. And if I go to invoices here, I can see that invoice from today was refunded. I think it's going to be easy to show that, but maybe we'll bring it back up in a minute here. So I'm going to stop sharing just 1 second again, and I'll go back over to, there we go. Okay, so then this is the receipt. It's showing that I canceled my pickup and I received a $30 refund. So that did not include any tips and fees because I did not contribute any. And also Grown By doesn't by default refund tips and fees. Okay. And then one last thing here that we'll look at. So I'm going to go back to orders, pickups. So in addition to canceling a pickup and receiving a refund, a customer can also reschedule a pickup. So say they can no longer pick up on April 15th. They can choose any date within your availability for that product to reschedule. In addition to the fact that they could say, I can't be there on the 15th, but I'll just pick up 2 on the 22nd. They can do that. So they can pick up both of their boxes together on the following date. And so Grown By will make that adjustment. How are you doing, Cara?
I think that's great. I think the questions that I would have if I were a farmer are, if I'm looking at this from the farmer perspective, so like it's pretty clear, I think, what it looks like from a customer perspective and what the customer perspective. But from the farmer perspective, what's the easiest way to see when the orders are coming in?
Sure. Yep. So just to look right here. So this is on the customer side. You can still see this is order 525 that we were just rescheduling. And now I have 2 boxes that I'm going to pick up on April 22nd. So this is very much self-service. All right. So we're going to go over to the farmer side now. Wow. Cara, where has it gone? Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think one of the other things to add in is part of the reason we've done this is not just for this custom CSA, these kinds of custom CSAs that we see farmers really employing and innovating on, but also like to allow EBT purchasing within the next few months, we have to have a way of customers paying for the box like on the day that they get it. So right. That is within USDA rules. So that's like another reason if you're just kind of wondering like, why are we doing this? That's part of the reason. Also, we see super cool ways that farmers are sort of using making custom shares, but.
This would also be really helpful, I think, for like add-on products that you would want perhaps people to be able to select on a weekly basis, or even, I know some of the farmers we've talked to thinking about like making sort of more customizable shares. This is a feature that you could use as well. All right, so here is the order that our customer just placed. And as a farmer on Grown By, if you have the app installed, you would receive a push notification to say that this customer just ordered product, and you could then look at that in more detail on the app. So here we have this first invoice was refunded, and you can see all the future invoices. And then if you want to actually see when this person shows up on the distribution lists, we can look here in April. And this order will show up there.
Right. And farmers would definitely want, if they were offering this, they would definitely want to be using that daily summary to decide, to see how many they'd sold in a given week. They'd want to be kind of really keeping track here in Grown By, because a customer could buy that box at any time.
Right. Right. So normally on our farm on Sundays, we look at our daily summary for what we are distributing that week. And our cutoff date is such that all of our orders will be in by Saturday night. And so on Sunday, we look at our daily summary, location summary, like we download all of our data for the week, and then pack the shares and do harvest accordingly. So here you can see on your sign-in sheets, this customer has ordered the share throughout the month of April. All right, Cara, what else are we missing here about custom shares?
I don't know. I think that, so in this example and in this video, we're calling this a custom CSA share, right? But this is also just like we're calling it that because it's a great example of how you can use this feature that way. But also this is just a standard product. So if you sold maple syrup by the quart, somebody could say like my family goes through a shocking amount of maple syrup. And so like I could say, hey, I want to get maple syrup on January 1st, February 1st, March 1st. We don't do that much. But like
you can schedule in advance.
I could schedule it. I could
make sure you have it available.
And in that way, it's kind of like a CSA share, but I might not be calling it that as a farmer. I might just be calling it maple syrup by the quart. And the customer can kind of build their own subscription. So as long as that like buy in advance box is unchecked, the customer can buy it anytime within that availability. So that's just like another way you might be using this. I can't think of what else, or like we've talked about this for seedling sales. So you might have a seedling sale has a bunch of different dates available, and as a farmer, you might encourage people to buy, and they could buy for right now, or they could buy their tomato seedlings for like May 15th when they actually think they'd be able to put them in the ground. So that's just another way they'd be using this that wouldn't be like custom CSA share, but would be useful.
All right. Well, we hope you try this out at home.
Tell us how you use it.
What did you say?
Tell us how you use it. Like,
oh, yeah,
I feel like so many of our innovations are from people being like, oh, I did this thing this way. And you're like, oh, that's a great idea. So if you come up with a great idea, know how you did it.
Yes. And let us know if you have any trouble. We are available to get on the phone or receive your questions at Zoho Desk. So let us know how it goes. And we hope you enjoy this new feature. Our next stream will be on invoicing.
Super fun. You know you want to join us.
All right. Thanks for joining us.